Welcome to this episode of the She Scales podcast, where today we're going to be talking about the 6 phases of a sold out launch. This episode is about to be juicy. I'm really excited to dive into this one because myself, having done many launches in the past and really tried out different methods, different strategies, experimented, played with things, gone with the flow on some of them versus done some that are very strategic and followed the plan. I've got a wealth of experience in sold out launches. So I'm really excited to share this. This is going to be a very action-based, step-by-step. You're going to be taking notes, whether it's get your pen and paper out now, get your notes out on your phone so that you can be writing things down, because there's going to be ideas that come through when you're listening to this podcast that you can apply to your next launch. So whether you are someone that is already a launch queen, whether you've brought out programs before, courses, low ticket offers, or you're someone that's going into your first launch and you want to put your best foot forward from the get-go and you're like, girl, I'm not aiming for a 10K launch. I want 20K, 30K, 40K for my very first launch. I see you, queen. Let's freaking go. I'm very excited for you. So we're going to get into what the 6 phases are. So let me tell you what they are, and then I'll break down each one individually. I'm also going to caveat this by saying this is my method. It is one method. It is based on multiple different coaching experiences that I've been in and what has worked for me. So you can take this with a pinch of salt. You can take this and use it within your own business. You can take little bits of it or the bits that you want to do. I'm not saying that this is your golden ticket to guaranteed success, because you are you and I am me, and you are a different person. You have a different personality type. You have a different way of selling, different business model. So apply the bits that you want to apply. This is a method for you to use, but use it in a way that feels good for you. So just wanted to put that little caveat out there that I'm not saying this is definitely the golden ticket, but it is a tried and tested and proven method. So there we go. It does work. I've done it many times, and I've really refined this within my own business now. Okay, so the 6 phases of a sold out launch are: number 1 is your pre-launch, all the stuff that you do before telling the world you're about to launch this offer. Number 2 is flirt season. Number 3 is your early bird or wait list. The incentives for the keen beans or your most loyal clients. Number 4 is your launch event. So whether that's your masterclass, your webinar, some sort of freebie event, challenge, that is number 4. Number 5 is doors open. And number 6 is last call or doors closed. So let us break those down a little bit. So number 1 was pre-launch. This is such a critical time. I'm speaking to you as someone who I love to just dive in at the deep end. I don't care for meticulous planning. I don't need to know all of the steps. When I have an idea, I really want to just launch it straight away. So this has been something that I've either skipped or only done at surface level on some occasions. And that hasn't worked out well for me. So you can learn from my mistakes. If you are someone that is the fast action taker, do yourself some love. This is your TLC. This is your self-care. A real good pre-launch massively helps later on down the line. So even though your shiny object syndrome wants to be I've had an idea, let me launch it today. See you, I am you. Do yourself the favor of coming at it with some planning first. And this is what happens in your pre-launch. If you can get a bulk of the heavy masculine work done during your pre-launch, it means that when you come to sell the thing, you are just full in your main character energy. You're showing up, and all you've got to do is sell the thing and be your best self and just tell the world why it's incredible and why it's going to change their life. Your whole launch is going to be so easy, so much more stress-free, so much more playful, so much more restful for you, because you're not having to actually create the thing in the background whilst showing up to sell it at the same time. Again, I have done both, so I can speak on this. So your pre-launch This is the time for you to get the bulk of the build stuff, the big stuff, the heavy stuff, the stuff that's either more time consuming, a bit more like, I'm just going to be fully honest here. I love selling offers and I love having offers that are finished. Do I love creating them? Fuck no. Do I love creating slides and like building the tech and all of that? No, it's not what I want to be doing. However, you probably have heard me talk a lot about doing hard things and choosing hard things, or choosing the things that you don't want to do in the moment because long-term you wants those things. And so this pre-launch for me is exactly that. It's the stuff that I don't want to do. However, it's in the best interest of long-term me. This is 100% the case for you. If you love all the creative stuff and all the like building the sales page and building the funnel and writing the emails and you love all of that stuff, I freaking love that for you. Amazing, incredible, absolutely golden. But if you're like me and you're like, no, I would rather skip past that phase because I just want to go and tell the world about my offer. I want to be onboarding clients. I want to be serving clients. Like, I don't want to actually build all the tech in the background or be the one like writing the emails before I go and tell people. Like, I get it. I see you. But sometimes we have to do the things that we don't want to do in order to be able to do the things that we do want to do better. That is a bar right there. That is a bar. That is a post. So your pre-launch, this is your key planning and preparation time. This will set you up in the best way so that your launch, when you actually come to announce it, runs super smooth, super easy. So during this time, you're getting at least the bulk of the offer done. You don't have to have it completely finished, but at least a bulk of the offer finished. The resources for the offer, so like either worksheets or like things that you're putting in for your clients to help them along the way. This is where you're filming your videos, filming your trainings, actually like building your course or program. It's building the tech that supports that. So whichever platform you're in, it's the sales page, your waitlist or masterclass sign up page, your email funnel, all the things like that that require a little bit of like concentration and deep focus time. Get that done during pre-launch because it will just save you so much like time and energy and stress later on down the line. It's also the time for collecting. It's like gathering the things. What I mean by that is all of the evidence that you'll need for the offer. So this is things like, this can be photos, because whether it's photos of you, it can be screenshots of what the offer looks like. Now, obviously, when it comes to selling the offer, if you haven't yet created it, you can't take a picture of it to put in a mock-up. Now, do you need a mock-up? No. Is it going to fucking help? Yes. So this is why I'm saying if you can at least create a bulk of the offer first, you can then use the photos of that to put into mock-ups, which will allow you to sell it so much easier on social media. So at least do the bulk of it, or like title pages or what the inside of the platform looks like, so that then you can be using those photos to share with your clients later on during the launch so that they can see inside the offer and get a flavor of what they're going to be getting. This will massively help you. So photos of the offer, photos of you, so that when you're either putting it on the sales page or on your stories or in posts, we've got photos of both. But also collecting testimonials and social proof. So going back through, have you got feedback forms? Have you got screenshots? Have you got emails? Have you got messages? Or anywhere where you collect your testimonials and social proof, this is your time to gather that together. And either you can be putting it ready to go out in emails, or you can just be gathering it ready to put on social media posts, all of the works. So collect your testimonials and social proof. And that's most of it for pre-launch. What I would also say is this is the time for you really getting into your main character energy. Get all the build of it done, but like really, but you don't have to completely finish it, but just the bulk of it. But really tapping into your main character energy at the start of this launch. Like, why are you the one to bring out this offer? The one. Why did this idea come to you? If you've read Elizabeth Gilbert, Big Magic, you'll know about her philosophy that ideas are always swirling in the atmosphere and they choose someone and it lands with someone. And you are either the person that brings that idea into fruition, or if you're not that person, the idea will leave you and it will go to someone else who will bring it into fruition. I love that. I really, really love that idea. And so you've really got to hone in on, like, why are you the one to bring out this offer? This idea landed with you and you have put it into action. You're about to launch it out to the world. Why are you the one for this? P.S. You'll need to maintain this throughout your launch. This mindset exercises and tapping into your like belief system of like, why are you the one, is something that you should be doing at least weekly, if not daily, throughout your launch. Just going to caveat there. So doing this in pre-launch and like recapping into your main character energy. Why are you the shit and why are you the one to bring this out? So that is phase one, is a solid pre-launch. By now you've done a bulk of the work. You're really clear on the offer itself. You've done your market research. You've gone out, you've built some evidence around this offer. You've clarified the messaging for it. So you've used the keywords and phrases that your audience have been using. You've collected that and you've brought that into the messaging and put that onto the sales page. So right now you're feeling freaking amazing because you've got this banging offer, you've got banging messaging, you've started to build it, you've got your sales page and the more heavy build stuff out of the way. Now we can get into flirt season. I freaking love flirt season. Nobody else calls it that, which is exactly why I called it that. Everybody else will call it, this is your problem awareness or hype stage. I wanted to call it flirt season because this is the most fucking fun. This is where you start teasing that something's coming, but you don't give it away straight away. I live for this stage. I freaking love it. This is where you're starting to tease that something's coming and you're being, like when you start dating and you get the butterflies and you're not like revealing all your cards straight away, but you're just revealing like little bits of yourself, teasing, letting them get to know you slowly. Like, it's so fun, isn't it? So this is what you're doing with this offer over your social media. You might be dropping clues about what it is. You might be running competitions about guess the offer type, guess the offer name. What do you think it is? You're involving your audience that something is coming without telling them what it is. So this is your way, of making this fun for you, but making it fun for your audience as well. Because if you just turn around and go straight into like, I have this offer coming, here is what it is, here is who it's for, here is how it helps, people will be like, what? Huh? And the reality is that most people don't like surprises. And when it comes to your launch, it will benefit you not to have surprises. If you give people notice that something is coming before you release what the thing actually is, they can be already intrigued and be sort of self-qualifying themselves to want to or to know whether this thing is for them before you even release what it is. So a real good tease season or flirt season could genuinely get people's interest and get you signing clients before you've even released what this offer is. That is how powerful a little tease is. People love to flirt. Let them flirt. So during this stage, this is where on your grid, on your social media, you're bringing out some problem awareness content. So you're speaking to the person that this offer is for and where they're currently at, what their current frustrations are, and you're letting them know that something is coming. So by doing this, you're positioning yourself as an authority that they can trust. You are showing that there is something that you have built that is for them based on where they're at right now. There's something coming that you're really excited to bring out and that you know that this thing is going to help them, and you're showing that in your content. So we're seeing problem awareness content coming out. We're also seeing some desire-based content. So what are their goals? What do they want? And so bringing that into your content as well. But also on your either like short-term content. So like this for me is Instagram stories. This is where I'm teasing that something is coming. My personal favorite way is to already have the branding for the offer, and I will cover it. I'll put a black screen over it and then use the rubber on stories to just show a little bit and a tease. I think that I get the most out of this. No, that's a lie. I have many people in my DMs being like, Sarah. So I know you love the tease as well. But yeah, I really, really love this. This is super fun for me. And I'll do this for about a week, give or take. It depends on the price of the offer and how soon I'm bringing it out. Because if it's only a low ticket offer, obviously you can move super quick. So I won't do a really long tease season. But if it's a high ticket offer, I will do up to a week of just flirting without even telling people what it is. During this time, I'm giving a lot of who it's for and why I've created this, what will be possible after it, without saying exactly what it is. I'll be speaking to the qualities of the person that it's for and what they want, and then teasing some of the branding. Because people love to obviously they can't see through, but they love to like guess what is it or what is the name. And so, yeah, it's a really, really fun time. This is also a time that if you have got key clients that you know that this offer would be a good fit for, be speaking to them. You know, publicly, you're doing all your teas or your fun, but if you know that you've got 5-10 people in your audience who this offer would already be a good fit for, they're going to be either they've already seen that and they're like, this could be a good offer for me, or they haven't seen it just yet and like, go be the one to ask. Your DMs is where the magic happens during this time. So don't be afraid to send a personal invite to someone if you know that this offer would be a good fit for them. This isn't, I'm just going to caveat, this isn't cold pitching to people that you've not spoken to and don't have a relationship with, going, hey, do you want to buy my offer? No, that is not what I said. Do not twist my words. I said inviting people who you already have a relationship with, who you know that this offer would be a good fit for. It's coming from a place of trust, respect, like you already having some sort of relationship with the person, whether that's based on they've been a past client, you know where they're at in their journey, or you've had conversations before, or there's been some sort of sales interest before, whether it was like a call or a conversation for a different offer in the past. So you've got a good or at least reasonable idea about where this person is at in their journey. And so you can come to them to say, hey, such and such, you're going to see me launching a new offer, which is, and tell them what it is. You don't need to be flirting in DMs. They're going to see your content. So you can say, this is a mastermind for people who are currently doing ABC, but would like to be doing DEF. You are one of the people that I thought about when I was creating it. Wanted to just have a conversation to see if this might be of interest right now. No worries if not. That is literally the message that I would send. Because then it's saying, hey, thought of you. I think that this would be of interest for you, but if it's not, no worries. Because then the person doesn't feel like you're trying to push something onto them. You're literally just like, hey, I did think of you, but if you don't, or if it's not the right time, cool, it's all good. I'm going to carry on anyway. And so it kind of releases some of that tension. So there you go. You can take that. So that is your flirt season. You are getting flirty. This is like your mystery, your tease. Maybe you can be using countdown timers about when you're going to release what the details are. Maybe you can tease with a date and teasing the branding. Alrighty. Number 3 is your early bird or waitlist. So you've been doing some teasing, you've been doing some problem awareness content. People are now locked on. They're seeing that something is coming. By now, you've probably released what the name of the offer is, and you're starting to bring out some of the who it's for, how it helps them, transformation, that sort of stuff. So this is your time to be opening up the opportunity for people who are super keen to come in early and get a reward for doing so. We want to reward loyalty, but also we want to reward fast action. And also, this is a great time to be selling behind the scenes. So, but if you're opening up either an early bird list or a wait list, similar things. But anyway, what it means is that when people sign up to your wait list, you can be drip feeding emails and to let them know like when this thing is going to be available. And if you want to, you could release the offer early to the wait list before it is publicly available. The benefit of doing that is that you can lock in some sales before going into your main launch period, which is going to massively change how you show up during your launch period, because you're going to walk in knowing that you've already got clients, you've already got proof of this offer, and it will massively help your main character energy when you're showing up to sell the thing, knowing that you've already got clients inside. So would massively encourage you to start either a wait list or be collecting names of like who wants to be on early bird, who wants to get that preferential treatment. So what are you going to offer for either the early birds or the waitlisters? What do they get that is extra? So it might be that they get a special rate and incentive. It might be that they get special bonuses. It might be that they get additional support that won't be available later on. It might be that they get a one-to-one with you. Think about what that looks like. What could be a good thing for you to offer that would really incentivize people to move early on this, Because imagine if you filled up your wait list and let's say you set your launch goals of, I want, 10 people to join. Imagine if all 10 came from your wait list before you'd even got to launch week. Whoosh! How incredible that would be. So it's really, really in your benefit to incentivize and make it clear what the incentives are, or like why people should move early on the wait list. Okay, so this is your good way of gauging interest in the offer. It's a good way of gauging what sort of messaging is resonating with people. So like what stories or what you just posted that caused either a rush of people on one particular day to come in on the wait list. So, and make sure that your wait list isn't just a dead zone. Like when people are signing up, you're not just leaving them to sit in like an email funnel. You actually go in and speaking to these people. Like I've set it up so that when someone joins a wait list, yes, they'll get automated emails because I've already scheduled those. So they will get the information that I want them to see without me manually needing to turn all the pedals. But also I've set it up so that I get a notification when someone joins. So it means that I then can go drop that person a message in DMs to just be like, hey, such and such, saw that you've joined the wait list, super excited. And it only needs to be something as small as that, but it opens up a conversation. And then they can be like, oh, yeah, like sounds super good, or like sounds like it might be of interest, or something that is just going to let you know like where they're at with things. And it literally just starts a conversation and also lets them know that you can see them. The amount of people I have that sign up either for low ticket offers or wait lists or things like that, that when you drop them a message to just be like, hey, I see you, like incredible, welcome to my world. And they're like, oh my God, thanks. Bless. I love those people. Okay, so that's your early bird waitlist. That is your, you don't have to do this. You could just go straight from flirt season into going into your content event, your freebie, your masterclass. And I've done that before as well. But personal preference, and what I'm advising you to do here, clearly, is to incentivize the people who don't want to wait. Some people don't care for a masterclass. Some people might already have a good relationship with you. They don't need another free training. Like they already know that they want to move. And so you offering something like an early bird or waitlist will allow those people, and maybe they'll still come to the free training anyway, because they just love to binge everything that you have in your world. I have those people as well. Love that. But it gives people a way to reward loyalty, reward fast action takers, and be able for them to get the best rate by moving quickly. So that is your early bird or waitlist. So your next one, number 4 of your 4 phases, is your launch event. So this is your masterclass, your freebie, your free challenge, some sort of event that takes place that is like a specific date and time where people need to sign up for, to come into your world to really try you on. You know, you're about to bring out this course, this program. And so, especially if it's a high ticket investment, they want to get a feel for you. So this is their chance to try you on, chance to get a feel for your personality, your vibe, what is being in your aura like, because this will give them a glimpse of what it's like to get to work with you in a higher capacity. And also for your existing clients, they love to come along to everything anyway. So it's a great way of re-engaging existing clients as well as bringing new people into your world. This is a great way of getting massively visible and growing your email list ahead of you bringing out your new offer. So the more visible that you can get and the more places that you can advertise your launch event and the more people you can enroll into it, honestly, the more that sets you up for success during your open cart period. So if you can choose the date of when you're going to run your masterclass or your live event or your challenge, and then from that, do the most when it comes to marketing. Like, be everywhere. As soon as people start signing up after you've done your sign up page and whatnot, as soon as you've announced it and people are signing up, straight away be celebrating those people on your stories or wherever is your main social media platform. You know, be like, Sarah's just signed up, Laura's just signed up, Becky's just signed up. Like, you need to create the hype. And we talked about hype season earlier. Like, you need to hype the fuck out of this thing. You need to be the one that is most excited about this. So every single person that signs up, every person that moves, make sure you are celebrating that and really creating hype around this event so that it encourages other people to move as well. So get the hype going and really encourage as many people as you can to sign up, because this will massively help to grow your email list, which again will set you up for success during your actual open cart period. Then you've got a case of hosting your actual event. So this is you hosting your masterclass, hosting your webinar, hosting your freebie event. This is your best chance to lock in early sales at the beginning of your launch, because this is you offering a bit of a free training. You're telling your story, you're allowing people to build a relationship with you, which means that they are the hottest that they're going to be when they're in that room. You have got people's focused attention. You have got them in front of you. You've got a direct opportunity to pitch your offer. Like, this is the best chance that you're going to have throughout your launch. So it makes sense to like really give this your all, because if you can get a really good masterclass and a fast action bonus after that to, again, incentivize the people who want to come in for this offer to move quickly, this will massively help you out for your launch event. So before you get onto your masterclass, make sure you've got all of your slides, you've got a really good training, you're about to blow people away with value, and you've got a clear picture of your offer at the end, and a clear what is your fast action bonus and how long is it? Have they got 24 hours? Have they got 48 hours? How long have they got to move? And what is an extra bonus that they get for moving if they move during that time? That should incentivize people to move early. And again, it will lock you in some more sales before you go into your public launch. So that takes us to phase number 5, which is doors are open. Now you've done your waitlist, you've hosted your event, you've got people in who've moved from the webinar and from your waitlist. So now you can go publicly, doors are open. And you've already got clients and incredible new students into your world already signed up. So this is your time to do the most. Be everywhere. Email, social media, any platforms that you have access to. Header or announcements on your website, link in your bio, like everywhere. If you've got podcasts, if you've got YouTube, if you're on TikTok, LinkedIn, like wherever you operate your business, we should be hearing about this offer. And also take up any opportunity for extra exposure. Like, can you be doing joint lives with people? Can you do podcast features on other people's podcast? Can you do guest blogs? Can you go live in someone else's group? Can you do a guest masterclass for somebody else? Can you do a presentation for someone's mastermind? Like, be in as many additional places as possible. Again, this is your big visibility season. So make sure you bring the energy every single day when these doors are open, so that you are being consistent. It doesn't matter what day or time people land on your profile, they are seeing recent content from you about your launch and about your offer. This is not the time to be going quiet or waiting for people to move. And this is why I'm saying, when you have a really good like pre-launch, your early bird and your content event, you'll be walking in already big dick energy, main character energy, locked and loaded, which will carry you through. Whereas if you're someone that like didn't plan pre-launch enough, or like threw a bit of shit at the wall hoping that some would stick, and you rocked into your main launch period not with anyone signed up, and you're like, yeah, but the offer's good, people will come, but you didn't have people signed up before coming into this period, this is going to do a number on your mindset. Because even if you've put together the most banging offer that is like a no-brainer for you, what it means is that you'll get a few days in, and if no one's signed up in those first few days, you will start to wobble, being like, And so this is why I'm telling you what the phases are. So you've got your doors are open period. Again, if this is a high ticket offer, up to you how long you leave this period for. I would go around 2 weeks of selling every single day whilst doors are open for a doors open, doors closed period. Just so that you've got enough time to be posting a good amount of content, be showing up every single day on your stories or where people are used to seeing you the most, because you've got time to not just be selling and posting your high level content, but also things that are going to make the buying decision easier for people. So things like answering FAQs about the offer, telling people the more need to know stuff, because you will have already talked about all of the benefits. So they know the benefits now, they know the transformation. If they've been sticking around watching your whole launch, they're already familiar with all of the overarching stuff. So now is your time to get into the nitty-gritty. What are the specific features? And what do each of those features mean for the clients that will be having them? Like if you've got 5 modules, for example, why is that important in terms of the process of your client getting results? If there's something in module 3 that is a really useful tool, what is that tool and why is it so freaking useful? And what will someone get from getting that specific tool? If you have a communication method, why is that communication method really helpful for people? So this is your time to be getting into the specific features and answering the FAQs, the more need to know stuff, so that people can make a qualified and informed buying decision. It's also your time for celebrating the shit out of people who've already moved, because then for the people who've been watching you but hadn't moved, when they see other people who have already gone first, they can see that the bandwagon has already gone. Nobody wants to be first in the room or first on the bandwagon. So if you can show that the bandwagon is already moving and people are already on it, it's a lot easier for other people to come forward. So this is why you can sign clients and enroll students before coming into your main launch period will massively help you. Awesome. So that is, doors are open. Now you're coming towards the end of your main launch period and doors are closing in a few days. This is your last chance to really drive home last minute sales. So this is your time for creating urgency, making sure that you have tied the knots, made the bows, answered the questions, you've answered any last minute stuff. If people are asking questions in your DMs, you're sharing those and answering it publicly so that other people who might have that question as well can see. You're celebrating the people who've already joined. You're creating FOMO, urgency, and you're really appealing to the last minute Larrys. This is your time to go fine and wide. So the smaller details, but a reminder of what is really possible. So at this point, I'd be slapping up your biggest client results from the past. So your testimonials or your social proof, some big dick energy right at the end, because there can be a lot of people that sign up right at the end of your launch. Up to 50% of your signups could be in the final few days before doors closing. Not even kidding you. So it's not over until the very last minute. So make sure that you are using countdown timers and you are being very clear everywhere about the seconds, days, minutes of when people have got before they make a decision, and that you're reiterating this on email, on your sales page, on your Instagram stories, so that people, no matter where they come to find you, are clear in how long that they've got before they need to make a decision. So this will get the people who've been sat on the fence will either move or not move during this period. For the people who are I want to join, but I'm next time for whatever reason, either be collecting these people on a wait list for next time, or if they're super keen, but there was just a specific reason why they couldn't join this time, collect deposits for next time. No reason why you can't start a payment plan, but they just get the offer either next time it's around, if you're running it like a live program. And so that is the 6 phases. Now, from here, obviously the way that you deliver the offer will change depending on what the offer is. Because if it's a program that you're running every 3 months, for example, I would allow a week or so after your main launch period just for yourself to recover and digest before starting the actual program, rather than going straight into it the next week. Just allow yourself some downtime. But if it's a evergreen course, for example, and as soon as they sign up, they get access to the thing, then you're sweet. It might be that where we've talked today about having an open cart period and a closed cart period, that you use that for the first time that you're ever bringing the offer out. But then once people are in, they're onboarded, they're already working their way through the course, well, then you know that you can release this offer in the future and it wouldn't take you much to make it evergreen. It's just a case of switching things on, connecting your masterclass so that it's always running and it's evergreen, so that people can sign up, get your pre-recorded masterclass, and then come into your offer if it's a good fit for them. And that can be working for you 24/7. So that all of this process is automated. You don't need to run a masterclass every month unless you really want to. But all of this can be working for you in the background and bringing you passive sales 24/7 without you needing to manually turn the wheels. How freaking exciting! And so if you've been listening to this and been yes, this is exactly what I want. This is what we do inside your Freedom Formula, by the way. Literally these. so that you can then create what your passive masterclass is, set it on, set up the automations and tech behind so that you can be enrolling clients 24/7 into your proven profitable one-to-many offer, your course or program. Now, something that I've actually created is inside your freedom formula, but I've created it for you guys, my podcast crew, to have as an offer on its own is my Your Freedom Formula Ultimate Launch Planner. I had a launch planner in my last offer anyway, but I've been like, do you know what? We can make this even better. So it's now the Ultimate Launch Planner. It's absolutely incredible. It allows you to map out and get very specific about what your launch goals are in terms of sales, clients, how much monthly recurring revenue you want to add to your existing revenue, and working out how many clients you would need to sign into your offer at which price point in order to achieve that. So that's just on the first tab. Then you go into the actual launch project manager. So the phases that I've talked through today are all written down there and what you need to do on each one so that you've got everything on a checklist that you can just go through and tick things off. Wonderful. Then there is a whole content bank. So based on the phases that we've talked about today, there's a whole content bank of ideas, all written down, content prompts that you'll be able to apply within your own business and post that content when you're in that phase. Then there's a content calendar. So like when you've written out, you can use the content templates that I've got in the bank. You create your own hook from that. And then on the next tab is the calendar so that you can go in and literally like schedule what content you're bringing out on which day and create your whole launch content in this planner so that you know what's going out where. And then what's on the last phase? I'm trying to think, I'll have to get it up in a second. But yeah, this is your way of creating your whole launch, from planning and setting your goals through to everything that needs to be done in the build and getting clear, and it's all in your project manager for you, to then having your content bank, mapping out what your content is and then putting it into your calendar. So all the thinking, the creative or the more techie stuff is all done so that you then can just be concentrating on showing up and selling out your offer. Whoop whoop! So super excited to be able to bring this ultimate launch planner to you. I'll pop a link to it in the show notes so that you can go grab that. But in the meantime, I shall see you inside the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode and found it valuable, I super enjoyed this one. So if you enjoyed it, share it to your stories, tag me, Sarah Buckland Coaching. We'd love to hear what you think. And if you're planning to launch a course, program, one-to-many offer, and you would like my help, send me a message on Insta. I'd love to hear from you. And I shall see you inside the next episode. Toodaloo!